Today I'm filming the 2021 Genesis G80. I'm in beautiful downtown Miami here at Braman Hyundai. Looking here, as you guys can see, the G80 is right behind me. It's painted in this proto red paint. It looks really good with the chrome accents here on the G80 here. Honestly, I'm a big fan here of the exterior paint. Also, I'm a big fan of the exterior styling. Genesis did a fantastic job here making this car look different from the Cadillac, the Audi, the BMW, also the Mercedes here. There's your Genesis emblem here on top of the hood. There's the adaptive cruise control, sensoring there for emergency braking and whatnot. So Genesis, they kind of somewhat integrated that really good here into the grille. On the camera, it really won't pick it up, but I do like the way this grille looks. It's bold, it's in your face. There is front parking sensors here as well. My Tesla does have the quad beam LED headlights here, just like on the GV80 that I showed you guys about a month ago. There's an LED turn signal as well. But making our way to the side profile here of the G80, looking at these wheels and tires, these are a 245/50 Michelin tire. They're wrapped in this 18-inch rim design. I'm a big fan here of the multi-spoke wheels. Genesis, they do offer this another set of wheels that I do like as well. Those look more better than this particular rim setup here. There's the LED side marker. It does continue to the side fender here of the vehicle. My Tesla is missing the panoramic sunroof, but my Tesla does have a nice two-tone color combination in the interior. But making our way to the rear here of the G80 here, looking at these taillights, are going to be a full LED with an LED turn signal with an LED reverse light, which lives down here with an LED brake light. There's your G80 badge, which is over there, the Genesis name, which is spelled out. That's a standard backup camera. There is rear parking sensor. Genesis does throw in dual tip exhausts here, and it does remind me of the front fascia with that squirt, with that shield type look to it. They look really bold as well. To open up the cargo capacity, Genesis put the trunk release button here. Genesis says you get 13 cubic feet of space, and underneath here, Genesis does throw in a spare tire instead of a fix-a-flat kit, and the seats do not fold down in a 60/40 manner, but there is this pass-through there to put long items. So I'm sitting inside the interior of the 2021 Genesis G80. Looking at this interior, Genesis has done a fantastic job with this interior. My Tesla does have this nice two-tone color combination, and Genesis knocked this out of the park here. But shutting the door here, the door sounds solid. My Tesla does not have the soft closing function because this is not the Prestige model. Once you go for the Prestige model, Genesis will throw in soft closing doors for you. But to start up the G80 here, just put your foot on the brake and press the start-stop button right here. My Tesla has the 2.5 liter 4-cylinder. Genesis will throw in a V6. You have to go for a different trim level in order to get the V6. That makes 375 horsepower. But looking at the door panel materials, here's going to be a soft touch ejection molded plastic. There is this aluminum door handle here, 2-person memory seat. You can also power fold the mirrors in by clicking this button here. You can also adjust the mirror controls there as well. You can lock the doors from here. It is one touch up, one touch down for all 4 windows, which is a nice thing. Of course, I was expecting that from Genesis at this price point. Looking here at the grab handle, here's a nice grab handle there. I do like the two-tone color combination that my Tesla has here, and down here is going to be for additional storage. Honestly, I am a fan here of the steering wheel. It's a gimmick kind of steering wheel here, but there is the highway steering assist here. This does have emergency braking as well, adaptive cruise control. Like I mentioned, the highway steering assist is really good. There's the option to answer and hang up the phone here, your favorite button there. This rotary little toggle switch here, rotary piece here is for the volume control. You can also cycle through this LCD display here to show you different things like your tire pressure, your attention level, driver information, fuel economy. Also, you can select different things, your engine temperature as well. So you can also customize the screen as well. But if you go for the Prestige model, this will basically have a full LCD display, also with that 3D gauge cluster that I showed you guys before. Looking here, my Tesla does have the company's 14.5-inch display. This thing is beautiful. I do like the nice resolution here. It's fast, it's responsive. This does have Apple CarPlay, Android Auto, and unfortunately, you have to basically use your USB to connect to the Apple CarPlay and Android Auto. There's paddle shifters here, your turning signal stock, and one wiper socket is going to be over here. Like I mentioned, I am a fan here of this gimmick steering wheel. It looks really nice. It does match the interior color in here, which is a two-tone color combination. There's this frameless mirror, and up here it's going to be LED lights throughout the whole entire cabin. This is a sunglass holder here. Genesis did a nice way of integrating that into this panel up here for the lighting. There's some black piano trim here on the dashboard. Nice leather here with some stitching there. Like I mentioned, I do like this 14.5-inch display. It's fast, it's responsive, like I mentioned. Going here to seat comfort. You can also, this is for the passenger seat controls here. This is for the seat back recline. So you can, I guess you can get a recline in the G80 here. Then over here, there's your hazard button. This is long vent there, which is a nice look. Genesis did integrate this just fine into the actual dashboard here. Looking down here, there's this LCD display here for the climate control. It only has 3-level heated seats. There's some cool seats. Maybe if you go for the prestige model, Genesis will throw in cool seats, but this does have dual climate control. There is physical hard buttons here, which I like. There's a map, navigation, radio, media, your favorite button, also a setup here, so you can customize the screen or however you want the car to remember that you're the driver of the car this day. Like I mentioned, there's 2-person memory seats as well. Putting this tray back here, this does have a USB, 2 USB ports there, also with a wireless phone charger. There's going to be some ambient lighting in the compartment here. Also ambient lighting here on the dash. You can customize or to show whatever color you would like. Looking here, you can also use this to mess with the 14.5-inch display here. You use this light pad here. It's actually better than the Lexus and also what Acura offers. So this is a better system instead of using the other 2 competitors. There's this little knob here for the volume and tuning. Putting the G80 into reverse here, as you guys can see, looking at the backup camera, nice resolution there, trajectory, distance markers. There's just this top-down view here for the front and rear parking sensors. Surprised to see they didn't offer just a 360 camera instead of just showing the radar for the front and rear parking sensors there. I do like this glass shifter here. Looks really nice. You can switch it over to the left for reverse. You can switch over here to the right for drive, and you switch it in the middle for neutral, and you press P for park. There's an auto hold here. There's your drive mode selector here, which shows you sport, eco, custom, and comfort. So Genesis only offers 4 different drive modes here. I'm surprised it didn't pop up here on the actual display there. You can also access the cameras here. Like I mentioned, it does show you a nice resolution of the backup camera there. Parking sensors, there's 2 cup holders. It fits my bottle of water just fine. The center armrest here is nice and padded. And to open it, Genesis tucks the release button underneath here. It's lined with felt. It does have a decent amount of storage in here. It's a 12-volt. I like that it's double hinged. The seats in here, they're comfortable, they're supportive. I do like the 2-tone color combination, like I mentioned. They're not a girly boaster, but this car is for comfort and to basically be luxurious. So Genesis did not make this to be sporty. If you want to feel a little bit more power, you have to go for that 3.5-liter V6. Looking at the glove compartment, it is damped and it's lined with felt. It's a pretty decent sized glove compartment. Overall, I'm impressed, just like I was with the GV80 that I tested maybe like a couple of weeks ago. But let's hop into the backseat of the G80. I'm sitting in the backseat here of the 2021 G80. Looking at the legroom here, Genesis says you get 38.7 inches of legroom. Shutting the door, the door sounds solid. The materials I carried over from the front to the back is going to be a soft touch material with this aluminum door handle. Nice area here to rest your elbows, a grab handle, additional storage down here. There's going to be 2 mat pockets back here. There's also rear air vents, a storage compartment here. There's no connectivities back here for your phones and whatnot, but Genesis does offer a 12-volt here in the center armrest, like I showed you guys from the front seat. If you don't like one, you can just sit them here because this tunnel here is enlarged because my tester is rear-wheel drive. If you go, Genesis does offer this with all-wheel drive, just in case you wanted to have more traction on the road. But pulling this armrest down here, Genesis does throw in 2 cup holders here, as you guys can see there. And there's also some storage here with a USB port with a little LED light here inside there. But folding this back up, honestly, the G80 does have a spacious back seat. Like I mentioned, I'm only 5'8". The headroom back here is pretty good. My tester is missing a panoramic sunroof, and up here is going to be LED lights throughout the cabin. But overall, Genesis did a nice thing with packaging the back seat. Let's take a look underneath the hood here of the 2021 Genesis G80. Let's see what powers this thing. This has the company's 2.5-liter 4-cylinder. It makes 300 horsepower and 311 pound-feet of torque. It's paired with an 8-speed automatic transmission. And as the G80 sits, it weighs 4,100 pounds. Fuel economy is rated at 23 in the city, 32 on the highway, and 26 combined. This does have GDI, which is gasoline direct injection. Just in case this does not make enough horsepower for you, Genesis does offer a 3.5-liter V6 that makes 375 horsepower and 391 pound-feet of torque, and it's paired with that beautiful 8-speed automatic transmission. So starting off in the 2021 Genesis G80, my tester has the company's 2.5 liter 4-cylinder. It's paired with a beautiful 8-speed automatic transmission. This makes 300 horsepower and 311 pound-feet of torque. If you want something a little bit faster, Genesis does offer that, which is the company's 3.5 liter V6 that makes 375 horsepower and 391 pound-feet of torque. It's still paired with a beautiful 8-speed automatic transmission. In the other parts of the world, Genesis does offer a diesel, but here in America, we will not be getting the diesel, unfortunately. I know that will offer a lot of low-end torque. Even with my tester being the 4-cylinder, you get all the torque around, I think, 1600 RPM, so it's really torquey in a sense. Yeah, this thing is definitely torquey. You do feel all the low-end torque. That 2.5 liters, it's a 4-cylinder, it's a 4-banger. They're not pleasant to the ear, but this car sounds quiet. The engine does not really intrude into the cabin like most 4-cylinders would, but this engine is really quiet in this car. But switching the drive modes here, Genesis has this little button here. You put it into the actual sport mode, and my Tesla does have an automatic start-stop function. You can defeat that just in case you don't want to actually have it to be constantly turning on and off. The button is going to be over here on the left side of the steering wheel. And with this in sport mode, this car is refined and smooth. Here in Miami, you guys already know I'm going to say, the roads are not the best. We have the most crappiest roads here, and they need to be fixed. But this is not a part of, that's not part of the review here, but the suspension feeling here is really good. This does have a multi-link suspension front and rear. Genesis did a really good job by refreshing or redesigning this thing or refreshing it compared to the previous generation. And honestly, the G80, it sucks up the bumps just fine here in Miami. Like I mentioned, the roads are not the best. Visibility out of the G80 here is really good. This rides on the GV80 rides on the same platform as the G80. So if you guys see my GV80 review, same thing. The driving dynamics, this car is really smooth. The interior is quiet. I don't hear any road noise. I do hear a little bit of tire noise coming in because the roads here, like I mentioned, they're not freshly paved. But with this thing in sport mode, like I mentioned, you feel this thing does have a lot of low-end torque, around 1600 RPM. And honestly, the G80 here is not a bad daily driver. The fuel economy is right at 23 in the city, 32 on the highway. Honestly, my impressions here of the G80 is really good. Genesis did a great job with the interior. I like the 14.5-inch display here. I like that my tester does come with highway steering assist, which is a really good driver's assistance as well. And Genesis claims 0 to 60 in 5.7 seconds. The interior of the G80 is, like I mentioned, I like the way Genesis did it. They did a fantastic job with the exterior styling. Hyundai, Kia, Genesis, that brand has legit been on fire for the last couple of months. They have been doing really good with everything, driver's assistance, the way their cars look, the way they drive, the way they handle. They're doing a fantastic job. But we're going to try out the 0 to 60. I'm just going to explore the accelerator. I could believe the company when it says 0 to 60 in 5.7 seconds. Honestly, this car is still smooth, it's refined. The 4-cylinder does not drone into the cabin a lot, but you do hear a little bit droning sound from the engine, but which is not a bad thing. This car does have some really good sound deadening material. And Genesis, they took their time when they redesigned or refreshed this thing. They did a fantastic job. And honestly, this might just be my car of the year here because it drives smooth, it gets great fuel economy on the highway. It does have great driver assistance, which includes forward collision warning, also rear cross traffic alert, blind spot monitoring, adaptive cruise control. The highway stir assist is a fantastic driver's assistance. So after spending time with the 2021 Genesis G80, honestly, I'm really impressed on how the interior looks, also with the exterior styling. This car drives fantastic. So how much does a G80 cost? Starting price of my Tesla is at $47,700. My Tesla has some optional equipment which rolls in the cargo tray, also that Proto Red paint, which is $400. My Tesla has a grand total price of $49,320. I would like to give a special thanks to Braman Hyundai for providing me with the 2021 Genesis G80. If you're in the market for a G80, you can come to Braman Hyundai. I hope you guys have enjoyed my full overview on the 2021 Genesis G80. Make sure you guys follow me on Instagram at DriveOnReviews. If you guys want to support the channel, just check out the description box down below, and I'll catch you all in the next video.